Once upon a time in a small village, there lived a young boy named Sam. Sam had big dreams, far bigger than anyone in his village could understand. While most of the children were content playing games or helping their parents in the fields, Sam spent his time dreaming of becoming the fastest runner in the country. He wasn't just passionate about running, he was obsessed. He would watch races on an old television at the village square, imagining himself crossing the finish line first, hearing the crowd chant his name. But there was one small problem. Sam wasn't a good runner. In fact, he had never won a race in his life. He was the slowest among his friends, and every time he tried to compete, he would finish dead last. His friends teased him, calling him Snail Sam because of how slow he was. "You'll never make it to the big leagues," they would say, laughing at his impossible dream. Yet Sam's spirit never wavered. He knew in his heart that he was destined for something great. Every morning, long before the sun graced the village with its warmth, Sam would wake up, put on his old, worn-out running shoes, and set out across the fields. The roads were rough and the weather wasn't always kind. Sometimes it was scorching hot. Sometimes it rained so hard that the mud would slow him down even more. But Sam kept going. He had a mantra that he would repeat in his mind. "Every step forward is a step closer to my dream." One cold morning, as Sam ran along his usual path, an old man sitting on a bench caught his eye. This wasn't just any old man. Mr. Carter was once a legendary runner, known all over the country for his lightning speed. He had retired years ago and settled in the village for peace and quiet, far away from the noise of the city. Mr. Carter watched Sam struggling through his run, noticing the determination in the boy's eyes despite his obvious lack of skill. The old man called out to him, "Young man, why do you run every day when you don't seem to be getting any faster?" Sam stopped, out of breath, and replied, "I want to be the fastest runner in the country. I know I'm not fast now, but I'll get there one day." Impressed by Sam's unwavering belief, Mr. Carter offered to train him. Running isn't just about speed. It's about technique, patience, and persistence. "If you're willing to learn, I'll teach you everything I know," he said. Sam's heart leaped with excitement. From that day onward, he trained under Mr. Carter's guidance. The old man taught him the fundamentals of running, how to pace himself, how to breathe, and how to conserve energy for the final sprint. Sam learned that winning wasn't just about running fast, but about running smart. Mr. Carter emphasized the importance of resilience, telling Sam, "Life will knock you down, but winners are the ones who get back up every time." Weeks turned into months and months into years. Sam participated in small village races, but despite all the hard work, he still didn't win. The losses stung, but each race was a lesson. With every setback, Sam analyzed what went wrong and adjusted his training accordingly. He ran in rain, wind, and snow. He ran when his legs ached, when his lungs burned, and when he felt like quitting. But no matter what, Sam never gave up. Finally, the day came when Sam qualified for the national championship. It was the biggest race of his life. The stadium was filled with thousands of people, and the competitors were the best in the country, athletes who had been winning races since they could walk. Sam felt nervous, but he remembered Mr. Carter's words. "Run your race, not theirs. Stay focused on your goal." The gun went off, and the runners exploded from the starting line. Sam was cautious, staying in the middle of the pack. As the race progressed, he started to feel the pressure. The faster runners were ahead, and doubt began to creep into his mind. But then he remembered the countless hours of training, the early mornings, and the sacrifices he had made. He had come too far to let fear stop him now. On the final lap, something incredible happened. One by one, the other runners began to slow down, their energy fading. Sam, however, felt a surge of strength. He tapped into the reserve energy he had saved, just as Mr. Carter had taught him. With each stride, he gained on the leaders. The crowd roared as Sam sprinted past them, and as he approached the finish line, he found himself in the lead. With one final burst of speed, Sam crossed the finish line first. The stadium erupted in cheers. Sam had done it. He had become the fastest runner in the country. His friends who once mocked him now stood in awe of his determination. The reporter who interviewed him after the race asked, "Sam, how did you go from being the slowest runner in your village to the fastest in the country?" Sam smiled and replied, "It wasn't just about speed, it was about persistence. Every time I fell, I got back up. Every time I lost, I learned. And I never gave up, no matter how many people told me I couldn't do it. Dreams don't come true overnight, but with persistence, anything is possible." Years later, when people in the village spoke of success, they would tell the story of Sam, the boy who never gave up, no matter how difficult the road became. His journey reminded everyone that the key to greatness isn't talent or luck. It's persistence, hard work, and the courage to believe in yourself, even when no one else does. Morale: no matter how tough the journey or how many times you fail, success is inevitable for those who keep pushing forward with persistence and belief.